next guest is one of the finest comedians in America. He has a new stand-up special about his life, his family, and overdosing on Mountain Dew called It's Just Unfortunate.
My girl, she wants a guy who knows how to build stuff. Like that's work. I don't know how to build anything. I can build walls emotionally. I'm good at that. You want a wall up? I'll do that. You cannot get in. It's like, no, I have no idea how to build anything. I wear Lululemon. I can't help you, you know? And she gets mad. Like the other day I came into the house, she was putting up sheetrock. I don't even know what sheetrock is. She was just putting it up. She was like, are you gonna help me? I was like, yeah. I went to the kitchen, I made us lemonades.
It's Just Unfortunate premieres February 21st on Hulu. Please welcome Distefano.
This is my guy, yeah.
How you doing? I haven't seen you since you got engaged.
Look, got engaged, folks. Woo! That's it. I did it, baby. I did it, finally. We've been together for 10 years. We have 3 kids, so it was finally time to get serious. And that is the truth.
Can I ask how you proposed?
So how I did it was, first of all, we kept going on multiple trips throughout, we would go to Italy and Puerto Rico, and I would just never do it. And so I was like, I really got to surprise her. She's got, So I did it on a random Monday morning at 7 a.m. while she was getting the kids ready for school. It happened to be January 6th. Yes, I stormed the engagement. So I swear, I really did this. And here's the thing, I didn't tell anybody. I couldn't tell my kids because they would tell her. So I tell my daughter, 5 minutes before I do it, I said, honey, listen, I'm gonna propose to mommy. And she was like, oh, yeah. She was like, you solved your commitment issues. And I said, yes, I did. And she was like, great. She was like, we're finally going to be a real family. I was like, yes. And I was like, it's going to be great. And then my 3-year-old was, running around with Cheez-Its. So she was good. And then my 14-year-old stepson, I said, buddy, listen to me. I said, I need you to just sit and film. Sit on the couch. I want you to film mom walking, and I'm about to propose to her. So it's a big moment, it's, mom's gonna be happy. And he was like, all right. He was like, I'll do it, but I'm late for school. And I was like, it's fine, I'll get you an Uber. He's like, all right, so I can't be late again. And I was like, okay, you won't be late. He's like, all right. So I have all the kids set up. I'm down on one knee with the ring, got it. And Jazz is in the kitchen. It's Monday morning, 7 a.m. She's making the kids sandwiches and doing all this mom stuff. And I'm like, Jazz, can you come in here for a second? We have to talk to you. She's like, Chris, not now. Stop messing around. The kids are going to be late for school. I'm like, it's going to be fine. Just come in here. And she's like, Chris, why do you always do this? Why do you always want to play games when we have to get the kids out of the house? I was like, just come in here. So I come in there and I got the ring. I'm down on one knee. She starts crying. It's like amazing. I'm like, and we captured this beautiful moment, and it was like this thing. I was like, I'm so happy I did it this way. And then I get my stepson in the Uber, and I ask him to send me the video. And I'm like, this is gonna be amazing. I was gonna post it, send it to my family. It was just the top of our heads. He just filmed the top of our heads moving, no idea what's happening. All you see is the top of our heads and hear us crying. So you have no idea that there's a ring, nothing at all going on. And I was like, thanks a lot. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Maybe he's against the marriage.
You know what? He might be, and honestly, I would understand that. If your job as my stepson is to hate me and just constantly say, hey, you're not my dad. I respect that.
Will you have a big wedding? Have you started thinking about this?
So here's the thing. We're trying to plan the wedding, and then I've had one dream in stand-up comedy ever, and it's to headline Madison Square Garden in New York, where I'm from. And I'm headlining Madison Square Garden September 11th, 2025. Wow. I swear, that's the truth. Headlining September 11th, 2025.
September 11th.
I know, right? I get proposed on January 6th, show on September 11th. And so that's what I am. So Jasmine, I'm talking about the show. I do my podcast from my house, and I'm talking about my big show on September 11th, 2025. And she pops in and she goes, you know what would be a good idea? I was like, what? She was like, let's get married at your show at Madison Square Garden. And I was like, what? I was like, I don't think that's not a good idea. She was like, yes, it is. She was like, your family, all your family's going to be there because you have to give them free tickets anyway, because that's what it is. By the way, good luck getting tickets. All the tickets are taken. Nobody's paid for them. I just had to give them to my family. I'm going to lose money doing Madison Square Garden for all these freebies. But she was like, why don't we just do it at Madison Square Garden? And I was like, at first I thought it was a horrible idea, but now I'm like, that's actually a great
idea.
Because it was either that or we're going to get married in my backyard. So I was like, let's do the garden. So that, if you guys come to the show, you might see a wedding.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll be invited, but I've seen a wedding at Madison Square Garden.
Really?
The Ringling Brothers Circus. They had these two little people named Mishu and something else, and they would have them get married like sometimes twice a day on Saturday.
Yeah.
And you could be just like them.
That's it, dude. I'm Chrissy the Circus. That's what it is. Yeah.
So, your family, you have a very interesting family. Your dad is a real character.
One of those guys, my dad, he's watching. I'm sure if he's not asleep. I have a show in Tampa coming up, and we call my dad Tampa Tony.
Tampa Tony.
He lives out, in Tampa. Everyone calls him Tampa Tony. So I thought it's a fun thing. I'm bringing my dad into this, whatever. Well, the last time I did Tampa Theater, they said, we're going to have to delay the show about 20 minutes. There's this commotion outside. I said, what's going on? They said, well, your dad's out in front of the theater selling merch. And it says Tampa Tony on the shirt. And I said, what? They said, yeah, he's selling T-shirts outside the venue. So we figured it's your father. Like, we'll just... And I said, no, that's illegal. He can't sell merch. It's not. And then I said, Dad, I'm going to sue you for that. He goes, I'm going to sue you for defamation, for always making fun of me. And I was like, okay. And then so now, I actually have a picture of the shirt. I mean,
you do?
People think I make this up.
He made his own merch?
Literally, people think I'm making this up. Look at that. This guy was selling this T-shirt outside my show.
Let me
Look
put
at
this here and here. There you go.
Look at that.
Wow, yeah.
Tampa Tony.
They're beautiful shirts.
Beautiful shirt. Yeah. That's what it is.
Why is it?
I don't know. And it's a piece of tape over it.
Is that what's going on?
He undercut the price because my shirts were 30. He sold his for 25. It's just classic.
How is his health? Last time you were here, you said he overdosed on lasagna.
This guy, let me tell you something. My dad, it's always a new thing with him. He came and stayed over our house recently, and he's got this glucose monitor now.
Okay.
So now he's got this monitor on his arm where it's crazy. His blood sugar gets measured in real time, and the blood sugar gets texted directly to his wife's phone, my stepmom. So my stepmom in real time will know what my dad is up to, but he didn't tell us. And then when it gets above 100, which is always, it beeps. It just beeps. So he's sleeping at my house, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and we just hear this beeping where I thought there was a bomb in my house. I was going to call the FBI, and I'm running up and down the stairs, and my stepmom goes, it's your father's blood sugar. He must have snuck a Reese's peanut butter. So that's all it is. He's asleep. He's not going to wake up. He's probably in a diabetic coma. I don't know. But don't worry. And it was just beeping and beeping and beeping. And then we went to I took him to the World Series. Yankees, when the Yankees were in the World Series, we went to the only game that they won. I took him, and he's got the glucose monitor on, and he tells me, as we're going there, he goes, hey, and listen, don't be a rat and rat me out to your stepmother about what I'm eating at the ballpark. I said, well, she can see it in real time. So she'll know what you're doing. He's like, don't tell her. So we're sitting at the game, first inning. He ordered a jumbo hot dog, a cheeseburger, cotton candy. This guy's 76 years old. I was like, the FBI is going to think you're doing something. Cotton candy, this is illegal. Cotton candy and a Diet Coke, of course. Calories. And so his thing is it's going to explode off his arm. So I see my dad's phone ringing, and my dad's just hanging it up. He's going, hanging it up aggressively. And then so my stepmom calls me, and she's like, what is your father eating? And I said, Dad, Diane wants to know what you're eating. He was like, tell her I'm having a salad. And I was like, he says he's having a salad? She was like, it must be a big salad. And he goes, yeah, it is. And then he eats, and we're laughing. And then that was the first thing. And then I'm just enjoying the game, and I look over, and it's the 5th inning, and he's fully asleep. And I said, how long were you sleeping? He was like, did the game start? And I was like, yeah. And then we get back to my house, and my stepmom is there waiting for him to just, give it to him. And she's like, so you had a salad? You really had a salad? He goes, you don't believe me? And she goes, no, of course I not. Unzips his pocket, and he had a piece of lettuce and a piece of tomato in his pocket. He goes, there's the salad. But then his shirt, he had a white Yankees pinstripe jersey on. I kid you not, it had mustard, ketchup, and I swear to God, he had Hershey syrup in the belly button. He looked like my 3-year-old. And then he walks up the stairs to the room and rips the loudest fart I've ever heard. And I was like, there's my dad. There's Campatone.
I hope he makes it to 9/11. I really do.
He's got to make it to 9/11.
Chris Distefano, everybody. It's Just Unfortunate is a special. It premieres February 21st on Hulu. Thanks, Chris. We'll be back with MJ Lenderman. Oh, my God. I can't believe it. We have 20 million subscribers on YouTube.
Unbelievable.
I only wish we got paid for this. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Help us get to 50 million, please. It's an emergency.